Brady is going to wind up as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Wrap your mind around that one.
When you get yourself in a situation like this, this is a great opportunity for us to get to. We're going to be in it at the end. There's no team that's going to run away from us.
Tom Brady and Bill Belichick will be on different sidelines for the first time in 2 decades, and now that they've split, Tom's new team has odds almost twice as high to win the Super Bowl as Belichick's. Tampa Bay 11-1 odds, New England 20-1 odds. LeSean McCoy back here with us. Great to have you as a part of the debate. We'll get to you in just a moment. Max Kellerman, you are up first. Who has more to prove this season, Tom Brady or Bill Belichick?
They're both the GOATs. So you can argue their legacy's already cemented, but this is a legitimate question because the question has always been, it's one of the great sports debates of our time. Has it been more Brady or more Belichick? The answer is pretty obviously it's been more Belichick. Let's start with the record. Okay. People love to point to Bill Belichick's record as a head coach without Tom Brady, but that includes the Cleveland years. When we look at what I look at, Teddy Bridgewater's record as a quarterback, I throw out his rookie season, which wasn't bad, but tells a very different story than once he got his feet wet and entered his more, fully mature phase of his career. So Bill Belichick, for a dysfunctional organization, actually took them to the playoffs once, but I'm not looking at the Browns. I'm looking at since he took over New England. Since Tom Brady took over the reins, what has Belichick done with and without Tom Brady? Does Tom Brady give you a premium over anyone else? Because it's not like the Patriots. Matt Castle went on to do great things when he was off the Patriots. The answer is yes. Tom Brady is the GOAT. He gives you a premium over just another quarterback who Belichick has used. But in Brady's absence, since he took over as the full-time starter, the Patriots are 13-6. They win more than twice as much as they lose. They were 10-5 in 15 games with Matt Castle. They were 2-0 with Garoppolo and 1-1 with Brissett. They're 13-6 without Tom Brady. And people talk a lot about how, other than a couple of years here and there, it's not like they'd had marquee names all over the offense and this and that. Okay, so how did Matt Castle win those 10 games? Why were they 3-1 in Brady's absence with Garoppolo and Brissett? It's because Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. Well, then why hasn't his coaching tree had more success? Well, part of the infrastructure he's created is a whole bunch of people behind the scenes you don't hear a lot about outside of New England, like Ernie Adams and others, who don't go with those assistant coaches and defensive and offensive coordinators when they leave for new jobs. But that credit accrues to the head coach. So Belichick, the GOAT, who in Brady's absence has still won twice as much as he's lost, versus Brady, who's ever only played for Belichick. And this season, it is Brady, who, by the way, is going to a place that's loaded and left the cupboard bare for Belichick, who's also a great GM, by the way, which is how he scooped up Cam Newton for peanuts. Brady has more to prove.
There again, we disagree again. I got to go with Belichick. I think he's a great coach. There's no doubt about it. But there's something different in the mindset of a team when you have Tom Brady as your quarterback. The years I've been playing the Patriots, the way they play, this is how they do it, okay? They come in the game, they're going to play good defense, they're going to let you run the ball on them, they're going to play man, they're going to let you go up and down the field, but in the red zone, they're tough. They're very stingy. You get 3 points. You keep doing that over and over again, you know that number 12 in the backfield is going to get 7 points. So then once you get that, now you let your dogs go. You blitz, you play man coverage, and you create turnovers. That's the way they play. For all these years, man, Belichick has had the ability to get rid of good players if they don't agree with his system. Every team can't do that. They don't have Tom Brady. So now when you look at the teams, when Tom had throwing the ball to just anybody, wide receivers that maybe Stephen A. Smith would go out there and catch some balls. Now you can't do that. Now you can't just have any receiver. You got to have good players around you to make plays, like other teams. So another thing about Tom Brady, he would take less money to get different guys on the defense. So you can pay like the best quarterback in the league with Gilmore. Now you can't do that, man. Now you can't just have anybody out there. So I think the big difference now is that as a defense, you have to really be a stout team, and shut the run game down and control the game. Well, before you let guys go up and down the field and they get 3 points and Tom Brady comes down and scores 7. And also in the clutch moments, let's not forget, man, Tom Brady in the clutch, he's your guy. Anytime you see him, man, it's a minute left in the game, 2 minutes left in the game, fourth quarter, there's no sweat. You're not worried. There's never a time where Belichick has to come over to the offense. What's going on? They know what's going on. Tom Brady has been in that offense for years. He's been in that offense so long that he actually installed the plays. So there's not many teams like that. So when you remove that type of player, that type of leader, that type of guy, that type of outside the building, what do you have? You have a great coach, yeah. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Sorry, Shady, but I'm going to have to throw shade on your argument. Pun intended. Yes, I'm going to have to do that, my brother. It's been a struggle going back and forth between Belichick and Brady, but here's why I'm going to say there's more pressure on Brady. First of all, if you're talking about the greatness of Tom Brady, the GOAT that he is, then obviously a head coach losing that from his team, considering that it was a team devoid and bereft of the kind of talent we're accustomed to seeing cats with, we got to take that into consideration and throw Bill Belichick some kind of pass. We hope that Cam Newton's going to be 100% healthy and he'll remind us of what he can do. We ain't heard we haven't seen anything from Jarrett Stidham yet. He's only thrown about 3 or 4 NFL passes, for crying out loud. So there's a legitimate argument that a built-in excuse could be there for the New England Patriots. In the case of Tom Brady, other than his age, which is significant because he's going to be 43 next month, here's the reality. You look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense with O.J. Howard, with Gronk, with Brady, with Godwin, with Evans, with Ronald Jones in the backfield, with Bruce Arians as your coach, with Byron Leftwich as your coordinator. I mean, if it don't work, it's about Tom. Because even when Jameis Winston was there, throwing 30 interceptions in a season, he still threw 33 touchdowns. They still had a top 3 offense. So I think in light, if Tom Brady was playing on a team, Shady, that didn't have those kind of weapons, plus being 43 and pretty much at the tail end of his career, that would be different. But with him believing he still has some time left, with him getting Gronk there, a familiar target, knowing that O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate are dudes, knowing that you have the capability of using 2 tight end sets, and then you combine that with Evans and Godwin on the outside, I'm sorry. This is one of those years, I mean, it's a rarity. Just for this upcoming season, I would say all odds are on Tom. We look at Bill Belichick and we expect that defense to be elite. We expect them because they're in the